Alex up on stage. Alex is a fantastic salesperson. Come on up. She's amazing. She is with OITVOIP and is going to talk about sales.
Thanks, Jen. Just press the play button. All right, awesome. All right, guys. So I'm going to talk to you today about qualifying your prospects. We have talked a lot today about building an ideal client profile. So now we are going to put that profile to use. So just a little bit about me, 10 years in B2B sales and no family, just me and my cat and some fun hobbies. I like to play with fire. All right. So if you remember, that's right. If you remember nothing else today, I want you to remember that not every prospect equals an ideal client. So it's really important to make sure you're performing a proper discovery so that you can make sure it's a good fit for not just, the client, but also for you. We talked a lot about how, maybe you get that, you're really excited to get to the end of the close. You want to bring in that new revenue. And maybe you just jumped the gun and you signed that client, you onboarded them, and they really weren't a good fit, and it ended up costing you time and money. We all know time is money, right? How many people have been through that, had that experience? A few hands. All right, yeah. So that's why a proper discovery is so important, because you really want to make sure that you're a good fit for each other. It's a partnership. So in the discovery, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to be successful, you and the client. So you're going to make sure you're asking those questions, right? So you're going to understand what the client needs are. We talked a lot about pain points today. So you want to make sure you're asking those questions. A lot of times people love to talk if you just give them the space to. So we also had some talks today about how, you want to not just talk about you and your services and, what you offer. You want to really understand your client so that you can make sure it's going to be a good fit. So how are we going to do that? How many people have heard of the acronym BANT? Few? Yeah? All right, that's good. So budget, authority, need, and timeline. Those are going to be the topics that you want to cover on your discovery call, right? You want to make sure that your client can afford the services that you're offering. So what's their budget? You want to make sure that you've got the decision maker on that call. That way they actually do have the authority to sign this contract, close the deal. It's a win, home run, right? And then you want to make sure you understand what they need, what their pain point is. Why are they on this call today? And then lastly, timeline. Do they need services yesterday? Are they just shopping? Are they evaluating other solutions? What's the timeline here? Now, obviously, we're not going to get on this sales call and go, all right, Mr. Awesome MSP, are you the business owner? Do you have the authority to make this decision? And do you have enough money to sign this contract? Is this budget going to work for you? No, we don't want to do that. We want to build those relationships like we've talked a lot about today, right? So we're going to ask them one simple question that normally will get the job done. Tell me a little bit more about you and your business. Why are you here today? What made you interested to take this call? 9 times out of 10, they are going to tell you why they're there, what their pain points are, why they're shopping solutions, what solution they're currently using, why they're trying to move away from it. So you want to get them talking. You want to talk less. You want them to talk so that you can cover all of these topics with them. So if you don't want to listen to me, here's a fun quote by a well-known sales coach. Approach each customer with the idea of helping him or her solve a problem to achieve a goal, not selling a product or a service. So as MSPs, you guys are the trusted advisor. They are coming to you because they trust you. So that's the end goal, right? So make sure that you're helping them. That's why you got into this industry, to provide solutions. So stay on that mindset if we're going to stay on theme with Jen's mindset theme today. So we want to make sure that we're helping, we're solving problems, we're providing solutions. This is a great podcast that talks a lot about the discovery. I am going to share this presentation with you guys so you can listen to it later. But one of the quotes that I really liked from it was 80% of the sales process happens in the discovery. That is when they decide to buy. You are building the relationship in that discovery. That's where it all starts. That's why this is so crucial to make sure that you do it right. So going back to the end of BANT, the timeline, this one is really important as well. We want to make sure that we don't skip it because this is really what is going to allow you to have that tie back to follow up. If you understand their timeline, then you can say, okay, maybe they're just shopping solutions right now. They're just evaluating. They're not really ready to buy. You know that they're not going to be ready to buy until maybe next quarter. So you can adjust your follow-up process with them. Now you know, okay, I'm not going to be calling you every week. I'm not going to be calling you every month. I'm going to wait until next quarter and do a check-in with you because you've told me that's what the timeline is. So you really want to make sure that you understand the timeline for when they're looking to bring on these new services. Maybe, they're still in a contract with someone else. They have to wait for that contract to write out. Or maybe it's just not in the budget. But you really need to understand the timeline and understand the why. That way you can make sure that when you do reach back out, that they're expecting it and they're ready and they've committed to it. So I always tell everyone when I'm talking about, doing a discovery and asking about timelines, if you can get a second call scheduled while you're on that call, always do that. Because then you have dedicated time to make sure that you're checking back in with them so that you can keep moving the deal forward. Now, a lot of times people don't always want to give you that dedicated time, right? So even if you can't get them to commit to a second meeting, just say, okay, I understand you're busy, but I still want to talk about your timeline. Maybe, you don't want to commit to an actual scheduled call, but is it okay if I check back in with you at this date? 9 times out of 10. They'll tell you yes. They're not going to say no. They're going to be rude. So just make sure that you're confirming with them that, yes, it's okay. Yes, I do want to hear from you again. And if they don't, then you know what? That's good news too, because now you don't have to waste your time because we all know time is money. So we don't want to be churning the wheel if it's not going to go anywhere at the end of the day, right? All right. So leave you with a little funny resting pitch face, guys. Look, you've got to be excited about what you are selling. If you are not excited to be on that call, how can you expect them to be excited about buying into your product? You've got to have some enthusiasm. You've got to be passionate. You've got to be smiling. You have to be approachable. If you are just, maybe you're having a bad day, and we've all been there, but you know what? You've got to set it aside, and if you can't, then maybe you should reschedule because your clients, they can see it. They see it on your face. And if you're not confident and excited about selling your product or your services, they are not going to be confident and excited about buying into them. So just remember, keep your resting pitch face on, always be smiling, and have fun. Thanks, guys.